Welcome to my first official video game review. I'm Nintenjoel, and this is Imperium for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, a game that will surely blow your mind with its awesome RPG elements, endless overhead action, and seemingly impossible difficulty. So stick around and check it out. Developed by Jorudan and published by Vic Tokai in 1992, Imperium features several unique elements to the shooter genre that makes this game actually stand out, especially in the Super Nintendo library. The RPG elements and the experience system in this game are actually very unique. It's really kind of cool that as you destroy enemies you gain experience, and once you get enough experience you level up. When you level up you actually get a new weapon. And you get up to 4 of these weapons, which can be upgraded up to 3 times as far as I know. I've only gotten them upgraded 3 times, and I think that's the limit, but getting that far is actually pretty hard. This game, again, is very difficult. It's kind of interesting that it does have these RPG elements, though, and does make it interesting to be able to switch between weapons and see which weapons work better for which enemies, and which weapons work better for which bosses. This game does feature decent graphics, decent sprites, nice scrolling, and not very much slowdown, which is kind of unusual in a shooter for a Super Nintendo, sad to say, but the scrolling is nice and smooth, and for the most part, the slowdown is pretty negotiable. It's not too hindering. There are, at times, some boss battles that get a little hectic, and it does start to slow down, and it does start to hinder the movement of your ship a little bit, because sometimes it'll snap back into kind of a fast mode, the regular mode, and it will kind of get you back into the action very suddenly. So you do have to watch out for slowdown with a couple of bosses, but for the most part, it's not that bad at all. You've got only 1 life, really, but you've got a life bar for once in a shooter, which is kind of nice. But when you get your life bar knocked down, you also get your weapon knocked down a little bit as well. Or, if you're at the lowest level of your weapon, you can actually lose it. So you do have to use a little bit of tactics and strategy to figure out if you want to lose a life, or if you'd rather lose, like, a weapon. Or sometimes with the strategy it involves keeping a weapon around and not using it for the level, even if it's your best weapon, so that you don't lose it, and then you can use it for the boss. So it's kind of a balancing act, but it is very, very fun and addicting. It also has decent music, decent sound effects. I do like the sound of blowing up your enemies and blowing up ships. It's not bad at all. However, the music can get a little grating. It can get a little irritating if you've been playing it for hours, which I did for this review, trying to get to the 3rd level. I had to play it for quite a while before I was able to get to the 3rd level. Another interesting thing about this game that not a lot of shooters have is the ability to change your speed at any time. You can change your speed from a low speed of 1 all the way up to a fast speed of 4, and some levels really do require you to have the upped speed of number 4, although I do find that most of the game I enjoy playing on the speed level of about 3. But just another thing that makes Imperium quite unique in the shooter world, especially on the Super Nintendo. Okay, so I've done nothing but gush about this game so far. There are definitely cons to this game. What are they? First of all, this game is not 2-player. That really sucks. I really wanted to play this game with a friend and see if maybe the difficulty could be, amped down a little bit by having 2 players involved, but alas, no 2-player difficulty. Now, of course, the other con is the difficulty. It is incredibly hard. It took me a long time to get the footage for this game, as I already said before. There is an easy and a hard, and I think a medium setting as well, but even on easy, it seems impossible. It seems like bullets are really, really faster than your ship sometimes, and sometimes enemies are faster than your ships, making them very hard to evade. Sometimes their patterns are just kind of hard to figure out as well. I have mentioned probably the 2nd boss already. It's not even the real boss, it's like a mini-boss on the 2nd level. This crab thing shoots out bubbles, and it's like incredibly random the way they fly. I found that the only way I can avoid them is flying completely around the screen and avoiding them altogether. But yeah, it takes a while to get used to some patterns. Also, I did mention before, the music can get a little grating, a little bit irritating on the nerves. I'm sitting here doing the review and I'm already tired of it because I've played this game so much. But, on the flip side, if you haven't played it a ton, it's perfectly fine music, and I do like the sound effects. So, overall, very good game. Does have a couple negative points. Damn it, just like Final Fight, why couldn't they make this 2-player? Ugh. Recently, this game has unfortunately shot up in price by quite a bit. One of my buddies had gotten this game a few months ago for only about $30, and it seems that was the last cheap copy available. I remember right at that time there was another copy on Amazon for about $35 or $40, something around there, and for some reason, after those two copies were gone, the one on Amazon and the one that he bought from eBay, they were just gone, and now all the prices are up to about $100. I've seen him even try to list for $200. I don't think any have sold for that much, but Imperium is quite rare, and I've seen this cart less than I have seen most of the shooters on Super Nintendo. Even some of the rarer shooters on Super Nintendo I've seen a couple times, like Space Megaforce, for instance. Imperium, I had to fight tooth and nail to find a copy of this, and somebody willing to trade it, and it did have a little bit of markings on the label too, so I had to take what I could get, though, because this game is getting incredibly sought after. So try to emulate it if you can, or if you're really lucky, try to find somebody that will trade a copy to you, because it is definitely worth owning. Just expect a lot of difficulty. So that's it. That's my Imperium review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the HD footage. It took me quite a while to get all 3 levels because this game, again, is not an easy one. But yeah, very fun. Lots of good stuff to it. Just an original game and something that I think a lot of people should play. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And also, besides just letting me know what you think of this review, let me know about any games that you think I should review. I don't want to review a lot of games that have been reviewed 100 times before. I want to review games that have been touched very little, or maybe I have completely differing opinions from them. Those are ones that I have ideas on already. There's a couple games that I like that most people hate that I want to review. But if you can think of something that hasn't been reviewed a ton, or you think just needs an update because it hasn't been reviewed in years, let me know in the comments below. That would be great. And if you did like the video, please give a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos by me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's down there, it's red, and it says subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. Keep rocking the retro games.